went to visit my mentor and he was telling me so many things. We were practically discussing. Then we entered into the topic of my wins so far. Hello everyone, welcome to Jenny France podcast. This is Jenny France. Here we talk about aligning with God's will. We share stories and it's all about impact. In today's episode, I want to share with you something very profoundly made simple. But today is not about me. It's about a man that changed everything about my perspective to success, wins, and glory. My mentor. So that was sometime in December 2025 when I went to celebrate and appreciate him for his leadership and guidance. We were talking about my debut book, Your Dreams Are Valid, and so many other things I was able to achieve. When he said something that shifted my mindset and changed how I saw my wins and success. He said so many things, but this particular one stayed with me. He said, all your past wins are past glory. Jenny, that means you have to do more. I always knew there was more. And that day, I made up my mind to do more than I talk, do more than I flaunt my past wins, do more than I celebrate. The truth is, you are capable of so much more than what you've already accomplished. But you won't reach it if you keep looking backwards. Your past wins should inspire you, not define you. There should be fuel, not a finish line. There should be proof that you can do great things, which means you can do them again, but this time, bigger, better, and bolder. The Bible says in Lamentations chapter 3, 22 to 23, through the Lord's mercies, we are not consumed. They are new every morning. His mercies are new every morning, which means we are not living off last year's mercy or yesterday's mercy. Jesus said, greater things shall we do in his name. Are you doing greater things every morning or just relying on yesterday's mercy, yesterday's wins to celebrate? When you look at all the billionaires you want to reference, you realize that even if they do multiple things, at every specific time and season in their life, there is something their life is about. And when they get to that point where they are able to now engage their resources in getting some of the best people to work for them, it becomes extremely easy for them to diversify effectively. So when they have dedicated every other thing, it's as if their full attention is on this new thing they are doing. Dangote, the richest man in Africa for a very long time, has recently moved into oil and gas. And as he moved into oil, every of his attention has almost moved away from his previous commodities that were his domain. And now everything is about oil and gas. Let me show you something profound in Proverbs chapter 4, 25 to 27. I'll just cut some parts. It says, let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. One of the key words there is let your eyes look directly forward. If you are not intentional about making sure your eyes look forward, your eyes, which is your vision and focus, won't be able to focus on one thing. Do not turn to the right. Do not turn to the left. And that is a key. If you keep looking back at your past wins, your ways won't be sure. Now let's look at what Apostle Paul says in Philippians chapter 3, 13 to 14. I quote scriptures a lot because in there lies the greatest secret. So Paul says, I don't count myself to have achieved or attained anything significant, but this one thing I do. Forgetting the past and setting new goals consistently puts me on track for the high calling I have received. Kai. And that is the key for any individual who is going to make impact and do greater things. The key is not just vision. The key is forgetting all your previous accomplishments, because nothing settles a person than a sense of fulfillment. And the only place you get that from is past accomplishments. Once the hunger goes, the vision goes too. To consistently do greater things, you must be able to look at all the things you've accomplished and completely put it behind you and set new goals. It will keep your fire alive. So you set new goals that scares you. If your biggest goal is something you've already achieved, you are aiming too low. Find something that makes you uncomfortable, something that requires you to grow, something that forces you to leave your comfort zone, and then treat every day like you are starting from zero. What you did yesterday doesn't entitle you to success today. What you achieved last year doesn't guarantee results for this year. Wake up every day with the mentality that you have to prove yourself all over again, because you do. And when you've done that, create more than you celebrate. For every hour you spend talking about wins, spend 10 hours building new ones. Let your work do the talking. Let your results speak louder than your stories. Embrace the comfort of being a beginner again. Growth requires you to step into spaces where you've not been your best, where you don't have all the answers, where your past achievements don't matter, and that's where the magic happens. So this is where I'll be drawing the curtain for today. Remember, your past wins are past glory. You have to do more. Thank you for tuning in today's episode, and see you in the next one. Bye.